What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Graydon here, Last Pack Magic channel. Thank you so much for jumping on for another episode of Binder Nights. Binder Nights is that show on the LPM channel where we get to flip through Marvel trading cards that are housed inside of beautiful binders. Tonight's a cool episode because we're going to go over some 90s nostalgia, which we've done in the past, but we're going to do it with a little bit of a twist tonight. So I'll let some people jump on. We'll chat with everybody and we'll get into it, but you're in for a special one tonight. So first and foremost, let's jump on and say a huge thank you to all of our new subscribers, all of our subscribers who are part of the LPM channel. Thank you so much. You guys are the foundation of the channel, and we're coming up at the end of the month here on 1 year. The very first year of this channel is coming up at the end of the month, and just a huge thank you to everyone who's hit that subscribe button and followed along and been a part of it. It's been awesome. Let's chat with some people in our little chat group right now. We got Donnie Boy. Donnie's a regular on the channel, fantastic artist, and our comic book aficionado. Donnie, I recorded some really cool stuff today that I cannot wait to show you about comics. I'll be posting it as shorts and reels. We got Paul's cards. What's happening? Claws out, driving to camp. One of my oil field friends driving to camp. It's a good feeling getting to camp and having the end of the day. I'm going to a job soon. I'll be in hotel, so no camp for me. But Jeremiah, what's going on? I haven't got a chance to chat with you in a while. I hope you're doing really well. Jeremiah's got a wicked channel to check out as well. Lots of openings that he does with his family. Paul saying what's up to the guys. Thanks so much for jumping on, everyone. So today, what we're going to cover is if you were starting out collecting, what are 5 sets that you would have to own? What are the 5 must-have sets? So we're going to go over it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show some of them. I've selected 5. I want to hear what you guys think, though. Hey, Brittany, what's going on? Brittany, thanks a lot for jumping on. So collecting, it's your first day. We're going to pretend it's your very first day. What are you going to own? Are you going to be a set collector? Because that's what this is what this show really caters to, is set collecting. And the rest of the channel definitely leans more towards character collecting. But for set collecting, I have selected 5 sets that I think are a must-have in a collection. At the end, I've also searched all of them on eBay so that you will get a great idea of the price points and how easy it would be to get into these 5 sets. You wouldn't have to buy all 5. You could buy one of them and put it in a binder, and it would still be worth it. But this is just a jumping point for anyone who's interested. Maybe you don't own these sets, and you're like, you know what? I would really like to own those because they are very cool. On Saturday morning, when you're hanging out in your pajamas, watching cartoons and eating cereal, you might want a binder to flip through while you're watching X-Men 97 or something. Just saying. So this is an example of those binders. We'll get right into it. I'm just going to jump right in. I'll throw it over here. At the end of looking through the binders, I'm going to show the listings for the prices and why I think that they're very reasonable, and talk about a couple other things. I have a few things to show because it's been a while. It's been quite a while since I got to hang out with you guys. But here we go. The first set that I think is an absolute must-own for any Marvel collector is the one that I started with. So in 2012, I got an eBay account, and I started buying up base sets of Marvel cards, and I started with 1990 Marvel Universe. This is a set that a lot of people kicked off with. There are tons of sets before this one that are amazing, but this is one that I want to start with by talking about because in my collecting journey as an adult, this is where I picked up, and I went in chronological order. So that's sort of what I'm going to do tonight. So this set has some amazing Wolverine cards. It's got some amazing superheroes and villains in here. It's got some epic battles. These cards look so good. This is something that definitely kind of kickstarted collecting again for me. This is a must-have in a binder. They look great. They can be condition sensitive. You can put your cards that aren't worth grading in here and no one's going to notice. No one's going to care. This is a great spot for them. There's tons of cool Spider-Man cards in here. All you Aunt May collectors, I know you got to have that card. This set, excuse me, has a ton of rookie cards. What's a rookie card? It's the first appearance of a superhero, or a villain. So in this set, you get a ton of cards where it's the first single appearance of characters. For those of you that don't know me, I collect Sabretooth, and Sabretooth's rookie card is right here. And it's his first appearance by himself. There is a Todd McFarlane card that is from the 90s, but it has Spider-Man's hands in it, so I consider this one it because it's his first full appearance. This is a really affordable set. Like I'll show in the end, this is definitely one that will not break the bank. None of the ones in this video are going to break the bank. So if you're a collector that doesn't just want to buy expensive boxes and get kind of left holding the bag or just hoping for big hits, this is kind of a really great way to collect. I saw Vintage Lord Canada today do a post of a bunch of these Venom cards. Really like Vintage Lord Canada. Really cool collector. Paul says, how much would this set go for? I'll tell you what, at the end of each binder, I'm going to show you guys the pricing for the set. So I'll keep going through here and let you guys have a look. I know that lots of you guys have access to this set. You can see it for yourself. I just like to flip through it because on binder night, the whole point of it is showing you how these cards look in a binder. And that's really important because housing these, there's a nostalgia factor to having them in binders, right? And I love the cover, like the comic covers that they have in these. A really, really cool way to mix up this set. That Wolverine cover, so cool. The Hulk 181, very, very cool. As we finish up, I've got one promo thing in the back here because in my sets, also love the checklists. In my binders, I like to include some promo material. I think it makes the binders look a little bit more unique, a little bit different, something kind of cool to include. Okay, so Paul has asked what the price point for this one is. I am going to pull that up right now. So this very cool 1990 NU set, this was in a quick little search that I did. I didn't search for the lowest price. You might find a cheaper one. But all day long, you can buy this set for $60 US. I think that is pretty reasonable for almost 200 cards. What's the total card count on this? 162 cards you can get for $60 and stick this base set in a binder. I think that that is a great starting point if you are someone who wanted to start set collecting. Let's say that you have a bookshelf that you're looking to put your cards on and have in binders. When I started going through, like I started in 1990 and I just started going through, and these are literally the sets I have had since way, way back then. I'm going to move right on to the next one. You cannot collect 90 sets and not have something from Mr. Jim Lee. So this set right here is going to be the 1992 Series 1 Impel cards. These are amazing. These cards actually had autos that were pack pulled. They were very, very rare, but that's the only insert really to chase in these. There isn't really anything else that's that special in these. Something I love about the 90s is just they're really simple, they're really cheap, and they look arguably better than anything else. This Wolverine card and this Beast card are like my childhood. That is the nostalgia right there when I see these. If I were to have a t-shirt that represented Marvel cards, it would be these two cards right here. I wonder what you guys think about that though. What is your most nostalgic set? What like really hits home? This like blue and pink border is just, for me, I don't know, it just resonates right there in that layer. We got Jim jumping in. What's going on, Jim? And we got Paul and Fire in the building. Thanks so much for joining, guys. I'm so glad you guys are all here. The hollows are absolutely amazing. You are 100% right. The hollows from 1990 MU are super cool. This set, I love the font. I love everything about this set. The set kind of gives you everything that you need. You know what, Jeremiah? I agree with you there too. I like your answer in my original question. And that was, what is your guys's nostalgic set? So I'm doing my 5. I want to know in the comments what you guys think are your 5, where if someone was like, you know what, I'm going to get into Marvel card collecting, I'm going to collect some sets. What are some of the sets that somebody has to have? I saw my buddy Cool Cards, Michael Salter, really great guy, pull the Magneto Auto Jim Lee version of this. The reaction he had was one of the best reactions ever. I enjoyed his reaction so much. I think he made a short about it too. Go check out Cool Cards. Check out that video of him pulling it. It's really, really fun. All part of the hobby is finding cool stuff like that. Cool Sabretooth card here. My cards they live in these binders, and I flip through these often. It's really, really fun to frequently go through them and look at the artwork, enjoy the nostalgia. The 90s really hit home for me. There's so much new stuff coming out, and I love the new stuff too, but the 90s never get old, and it's a great place to start. I wonder if you guys are watching this after the live, comment below if you have all of these sets. If you have all 5 of these, I would want to know in the comments. I think that's really cool. This is a really cool classic Danger Room one. I saw recently, I think it was recently, that the original artwork for this sold. And that's kind of cool. I didn't know that that existed. And then you've got Cerebro as the checklist card. And the checklist is on the back of there. Cerebro being the computer program that Charles Xavier uses. Paul says, off to Toronto Sports Card Expo this weekend. That's fun. Is there any names there that you're looking to encounter? Are you looking for some autos from people? Is it just sports card? Is there going to be any Marvel stuff there? Or what's your plan there, Paul? Let us know. We got Greg in the building. X-Men Series 2 is my favorite because I pulled the Wolvie 3D chase in my first 4 packs ever bought as a kid. That is awesome, Greg. I appreciate you always commenting on the videos and being such a great participant. You're awesome, buddy. Yeah, Pulling Fire says I love this set. It's this is an outrageous set to own. It's a great one to start out with. And since we're finished that binder, let's pull up the price point for this one here. I'm going to bring that up right now because I know some of you guys are wondering. So for a complete base set, everything you see in this binder right here, you can buy for $40. I excluded the sellers' names from these because I didn't want to single anyone out. I didn't look at the prices to find the cheapest one. I just found the first thing that popped up, guys. You can buy this set all day long for $40, okay? That is pretty darn good. For me, I would say that is worth owning to keep in a binder. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Paul says, there are some Marvel, but mostly sports, mainly hockey. Would rather have this set than a pizza. That's so funny. I appreciate that. Good luck finding a pizza for $40 anymore. Okay, bringing us on to our next set. We're going to switch gears from the X-Men. Everybody knows I'm definitely an X-Men fan. I love the X-Men stuff. We got the card collector. Jason, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for jumping on and being an awesome subscriber. So we're going to jump into Spider-Man stuff. 1995 Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. This is a really cool set because the artwork just slaps. Like there's some really amazing cards. There's some collage cards in here that just go hard. I really enjoy this set. I've showed this one before on the channel on Binder Nights, but I'm just going to include it in here because today we're going over the top 5s that you just gotta own. But it's funnier to buy a sealed box because you get inserts and set and a half. Brittany, I appreciate your input here. Oh, we got Vintage Lord jumping on. Binder Night, you bet. Vintage Lord, I was just talking about you because you threw up that Venom post today with all the 90 MU stuff, and we absolutely loved it. That was such a cool post. Make sure you're following Vintage Lord on Instagram. Like, the guy posts some of the coolest stuff you've ever seen. Also, Dan is just a fantastic guy. Like, just a fantastic fella. Closet says, sometimes it's cheaper for me to buy an entire set instead of singles I need. It is so true. I've run into that as well, Raj. And sometimes, you know, it's fun. And then you can give those cards out at Halloween. You can give them to kids that you know in the family, your nieces and nephews. You can do a lot of stuff. What else we got here going on? Okay, I'm going to continue on with the 95 Fleer Ultra here. So this Spider-Man set, I prefer X-Men, but I do think that this set, if you're going to have a complete Marvel set or like start a well-rounded collection, having some Spider-Man stuff definitely helps. A lot of the artists carry over. How crazy is that Venom card? Like, come on. It is nice to have a bit of a variety, just so when you're flipping through, you know more of the characters. There's more of a variety. It's kind of like a study manual. It's the encyclopedia of Marvel stuff. Gets to know some of the characters that maybe you didn't know from the cartoons. This right here is done by the Hildebrandt brothers. And recently, Greg Hildebrandt passed. And, you know, a huge, I want to just recognize the huge contribution that the Hildebrandt brothers have both made to Marvel cards. Absolutely amazing stuff. Here we go. So into some more of these, like, just these cards were ahead of their time. Like, they really were. Like, this Spider-Man card, like, come on. Like, these cards were ahead of their time. They're really, really cool. Lots of great stuff in here. I like showing the binder sets. I know that's an amazing Gambit card. I like showing these in binder so that you guys get an idea of how they look, and you can kind of preview it here. So if you're watching Binder Night, maybe you're flipping back and forth to eBay. You're like, you know what, I want to grab that set. But here's a great chance for you to not have to scan through every photo. You can just watch the video with me and take a look at these and be like, you know what, I think he's onto something. I think this is a good one. This is a set that I have some of the inserts for. Something that I like to do when I'm building sets is one day I'll buy the base set, and then another weekend when I have a paycheck or something, I'll spend $60 and I'll get an insert set. And that's what I've done here with getting some of these. Is I just slowly chipped away at it. A little tip for buying sets, try to buy sets complete. It's way easier, like Raj had mentioned before, it's way easier to buy sets completed or insert sets already completed or whatever than it is to try to piece them together by yourself. It can be a real challenge, and patience pays off in that game. Here is some of the promo material that I always like to include. Catch up with chat here really, really quick. Yeah, Pull and Fire has definitely experienced the having to buy a whole set before instead of just the one card. Greg says, my dad is a Cubs fan and loves the Carnage destroying Wrigley Field. That's so funny. That's so funny that even back then they managed to find a crossover for the sports world to keep the Marvel cards relevant. This set, as far as it goes on eBay, I'm just going to bring it up right now, goes for a whopping $65. So that won't include the inserts that I showed in the back. This is just for the base set. But $65 to do this base set, pretty darn good. You can just look it up on eBay and it's there. That is a pretty reasonable price to get into set collecting. All right, let's keep going here. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Put this off to the side. Now we're getting into another set that I've shown on here before, but it has to be on the list. This is, for 5 sets that are a must own. This is everyone trying to take a guess at what you think this one's going to be. It's not a masterpiece set. Let me know in the chat what you think this one is going to be. We've only got 2 sets left, and obviously one of them's got to be a masterpiece. This one is not a masterpiece set. I want to know your guys' guesses of what a must-own set from the 90s would be. We've already covered those 3. Let me know what you think. I'm going to open it up here and show you. I think that one of the most important sets that we've ever had is... Tawny says platinum. Marvel Metal. The 1995 Marvel Metal is a really, really amazing. Yeah, Greg, you know what's up. See, what a great guess. Greg knows. You got to have the Marvel Metal if you're collecting. This is probably one of the more expensive sets that you're going to see in the binder nights as far as... Oh, yeah, Brittany says Flare. So I had the Flare binder in my hand, and I put it back. But you are so bang on there. That is a fantastic set as well. And I agree with you, Brittany. That's a great one to have in there. Claus Out says metal. Jeremiah, I know you're a huge fan of this set. I mean, I know you've got some sealed ones of this. This is a hell of a set. This is a really, really amazing set to have. So I'm going to flip through it here real quick. The inserts in this are flashers, and they're the exact same as the base cards, with a little bit of different foiling in the back says flashers. So if you end up collecting the insert set, you end up with basically a double base set. I like the flashers. I think that they're super cool. I think they're really, really neat. I have not completed the flasher set from this yet. I have just been collecting like crazy, and I guess I've neglected some of my set collecting stuff lately. I'm really looking forward to getting back to a time where I get to get back to set collecting a bit more. Jeremiah, how many sealed boxes of metal do you have? Sorry, Jeremiah, I shouldn't have outed you like that. Your DMs are just gonna blow up now. Love it. Here we go. These are just beautiful. The foiling on them, the Marvel Metal cards that come out nowadays is, they're cool. They're not really, they're a little bit different. They're a lot smoother. These ones have a lot going on, and I really like it. I really, really like it. These look cool. This is such a funny character. This is one of the most hilarious characters in Marvel. His name is Random. Like, what happened on a Friday night when they were naming these characters? And you're like, oh, you know what? I don't know about this one. He's kind of a random guy. We'll call him Random. I love it. Super funny. A lot of really great Wolverine cards in here for Wolverine collectors. You got a lot of cool ones. Just the strangest Doctor Doom like birthday party thing going on here. So funny. And then we get to the end here where we have the promo material that I like to include in the binders. And then you get into one of the insert sets is the red foil inserts. These are super cool. These look great. And then you get into the gold foil inserts that they have, which I'm still missing a couple. I'll have to finish that at some point. And the character of choice is so good. There's a lot of great representation of a broad range of characters in these. These are the flashers. So these flashers look super cool. They just say flasher at the bottom. They have the silver background, but they are the base card image. I like that. I personally don't have a problem with that. That Cyclops card, like, come on, like, let's go. The flashers kind of clean up some of the cards really nicely. So if you have a base card in here and you're like, oh, it's a bit busy for me, the flasher is a great way to go if you want to get it a little bit cleaner so that you see the character better. And it's always nice to have that option. Very, very cool. This is just a different one. Love it. Okay, I'm going to put that aside, and we are going to get into the last binder in the 5 binders you must own if you've decided to collect Marvel cards and set collect. Back when parallels weren't out of control. You know what? I would say that back in the day when they said the whole base set was going to be in flashers, I bet you they thought that was out of control. I bet you that was what it was going to be. In light of the recent passing of Greg Hildebrandt, I did want to use the last set, the Marvel Masterpieces. This is going to be the 94 Marvel Masterpieces by Greg Hildebrandt. This is an absolutely stunning set that I think that almost everyone who collected back in the day as a kid remembers. This set, its original artwork, the inserts, like these cards, when I was younger, I remember seeing a packet open to one of these getting pulled, and that was just like hook, line, and sinker for me. Like I was absolutely connected to Marvel cards then. These inserts just look so good. Like, and they're double-sided, so one side has the flashing on it, and then one side like is in landscape and portrait mode. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you thinking that that's a good choice. And Good Vibes. What a great YouTube name. Good Vibes. Appreciate that. I really appreciate you being here tonight. And that's what Binder Night's all about, is sitting down, having fun with your friends, flipping through binders, looking at cards, talking about sets. This Apocalypse card, like, come on. So good. So many cool things in here. I'm going to flip through this and just, you guys have seen this before, but what a great way to appreciate the whole kind of color palette that's going on there. Seeing them in a binder kind of makes it hit a little bit different. Did I forget to show you guys? I forgot to show you the price in the Marvel Metal. I'm going to do both the prices afterwards for it, and then we're going to do a little fun experiment. This Green Goblin. Like, this Green Goblin goes so hard. Like, it is so, so crazy. I have the prelim torch for this set. Still need to get it framed. Wow, pulling fire. That's super cool. What a great piece to have. Vintage Lords Canada says, such a strong set. Totally. I mean, it's just the use of light. The use of light and fire. Just, I mean, if you notice, so many of the cards really incorporate light and fire in such a way. There's your Human Torch right there pulling fire. Who was saying that he has the prelim right here for this, which was made available, which is really cool. Definitely have been looking at my Wolverine prelim by Greg a lot since he passed. It's a great time to look at some of that stuff and just be reminded of the legacy that such a great artist put out there for the Marvel card world. This Jubilee card's really classic too. Really, really classic. So many cool cards in this one. I have this one framed. I know you guys have seen me do a video about this one being framed up and put away. It was not easy to select these and get them all put in there. So having them in a binder with a more complete collection is cool too. The Psylocke card, for a lot of people, this is a real banger. This is a real banger. Really, really nice card. Having these cards in a binder too, like I was saying, like on a weekend, just like flipping through these and having a look, so much fun. This Rogue card, I mean, geez, just so cool. This kind of reminds me of the MM22 card, and not in a way where I'm trying to say it was copied or anything like that, but it's just a great pose where you see Rogue airborne above the clouds, and like, sometimes you forget that Rogue can fly, right? Like in the cartoon, and just so cool to see that. Really interested in that. Want to frame it next to the master print. That's super cool for the Human Torch collector there. Pulling Fire, you won the giveaway last time we had a binder night, I'm pretty sure. You got the Red Hulk vintage metal card. When we were doing last binder night, we did Marvel metal cards, which was super cool. Another really cool Storm card too. There's some amazing stuff in here, like really amazing stuff. I don't even know this character. I don't know anything about this character. This is just a fantastic painting, like absolutely outrageous, fantastic painting. Love it. I've got the checklist. There's a gold sig version of this too, in case you were wondering. And then I've got some promo material here. Put that away. I'm going to bring up the prices for these two, just so that we're all on the same page about what collecting these looks like. So for the Marvel Metal set, you are looking at $110 for like 138 card base set, I'm pretty sure is what this one is. I think that's a pretty good deal for how beautiful these cards are and how classic this set is. This is the most expensive set that we're seeing this evening in all of this. And then the last set that we just saw there, the 94 Masterpieces, you can buy all day long for $45 on eBay. I mean, I'm sure you can find them elsewhere. Don't get me wrong. I'm not promoting eBay here, but this is where I went because it's the easiest and laziest way that I could find them. And I just figured I would just show you what the options were out there. Hey, Matt McBrien, what's going on, buddy? Thanks a lot for jumping on. That was my first giveaway win. I've won 3 more now. Craziness. Wow, I'm glad we got to kickstart your winning streak there, Pulling Fire. That's really, really cool. I love when it's a first for somebody, when it's a positive experience, you know, and winning something on the channel is fun because, you know, our subscribership watches the channel and participates a lot. So winning something is great because your odds are, you're up against people who are really a part of the channel and are there for it all. So I'm going to change gears on you just a little bit. We've done the 5 binders. Just to recap real quick, that's Marvel 1990 MU would be what the very first one. 92 Jim Lee Series 1. The third one was 95 Flair Ultra Spider-Man. The fourth one was 1995 Marvel Metal. And the fifth one, of course, was the 94 Marvel Masterpieces. That's what I think would be a really cool place to start if I were going to start out collecting again, because that's what I started with grabbing in 2012 when I started putting these all together. Today, there was a knock at the door while I was filming some stuff with some items that I'd received, and I got to curate. I was setting everything up, and I was just having some fun with my collection. And the door knocked, and this gigantic box got delivered. I almost laughed. And it was an uncut sheet. My uncut sheet from Flair Ultra Wolverine showed up. And I have this video. I'll post it as a reel on the Instagram. So everybody, if you're, I want to see the short or the reel, I'll post it soon. But it was comical. Even the driver laughed. He's like, I don't even want to know what this is. And it showed up. And I opened it up, and the uncut sheet came in a top loader. So I must have selected add top loader or something for the 35 cents or whatever you can do on ePack. And I ended up with this uncut sheet with perfect corners, absolutely 0 damage to it whatsoever, but in a top loader that is like bigger than I am. It was so funny. And it was a great way to receive it. So if anybody is shipping an uncut sheet and you have the option to select a top loader, I thought it seemed funny, but that is definitely a thing. That is definitely a thing. And I highly recommend that you do it. 93 NBA Jam. I read it in that voice too. Love it. Yeah, Greg, I thought that was pretty cool that it came in a top loader. So I love uncut sheets when my character's on them, or in general, really. So the one I want to show you right now, this is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. Hey, Ryan Davidson, what's going on? Ryan, thanks so much for jumping on. I'm so glad you could join us here on Binder Nights. I'm about to show something really, really cool, actually. This just came in the mail. And what this is the redemption for the uncut sheet from MM22. So I was just saying I got my Flair Ultra Wolverine uncut sheet in, and now this redemption has showed up from ePack, and I am so excited to scratch this, send in the number, and get my sheet. So, you know, there's a disclaimer on the back. And I would like to point out to anyone interested in this that there is an expiry date of 12/31/24 to get these. And not to alarm anybody, but that is less than a month and a half away. So definitely, if you are sitting on these in your ePack and you're watching this, the time is ticking. I was a little bit worried about mine, so as soon as I reminded myself, or a friend reminded, I think it was Justin that reminded me they expired. I sent it to myself right away. So I'm going to scratch this thing and submit it. This is a really cool card. So the Flair Ultra Wolverine uncut sheet didn't have a redemption card. And it was just the sheet, which is totally fine. I'm thrilled about the sheet. Honestly, it looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. But to have this as well, this is just, I don't know, this is outrageous. This is just so cool. And I love that the redemptions for here were like, you could physically pull them, right? There were no uncut sheet redemptions in Flair Ultra Wolverine, which was a set that I absolutely loved. But I just wanted to share with you guys this really, really cool thing of an uncut sheet. and that will be coming my way really soon. Thank you so much for the congrats on the Uncut Sheet. I love it. Graydon, you can frame your Uncut Sheet and then take a life-size picture of yourself and upload it. That is a fantastic idea, Jeremiah. What would we do without you? I believe that is the suggestion of the day here on the LPM channel. One thing I want to point out about the Uncut Sheets is that people have been like, oh man, they're really expensive to frame. And you're not wrong. If you bring an Uncut Sheet to a framer, it is going to be really expensive to frame. I personally do all my own framing because there is no way I could afford to frame stuff at the framing shop. So all you need to do, I already took the measurements. I already checked with the Uncut Sheet I have. It fits like a glove. In worst case scenario, you would have to take off a 1/2 inch, which would be completely useless paper. No one's going to miss it. But it will fit in what's called a jersey frame. So if you go to Michael's and you find yourself the largest frame they have, I think it is 36 by 48. They have a jersey frame that's behind glass, and they go on sale for $100 frequently. So go get yourself one of them, and the Uncut Sheet will literally fit perfect in there. Call me a liar. I'm going to do mine. I'll make a video about it. But that is a way cheaper option if you're worried about framing it and don't want to go through spending an absolute fortune to do it. That is a way that you can do it. We have got Mike Sinatra in the group. What's going on, buddy? Thanks so much for jumping on. Now you have a top loader for your XL. You know what? I'm so interested to see. So we should talk about this a little bit more. We have no idea which sheet it's going to be. We have absolutely no idea what sheet. I don't even know if they do, like, say, an emerald one or a red spectrum sheet or whatever. I haven't seen any, so I'm going to say they don't exist because we would have seen one by now. So I'm going to say it's only gold sig variant cover and base. But man, a guy can dream. If I got the emerald sheet, I would be the happiest guy ever. That would just be such a cool one to get. I think the emerald one would be even cooler than the red spectrum, to be honest with you. But I would love to see one with some foiling on it, but we'll see. I'm not really sure. It was Jeremiah. I was quoted 300 just from the frame. My DeSantos poster. Crazy. I'm telling you guys, Michael's has some really cheap frames. They're not crazy quality, like, you know what I mean. They're not crazy great or anything like that. But they do house your cards. You know, it's sometimes if you're trying to save a little bit of dough, that's a great way to do it. But this is a really cool thing. One of the cooler items I got out of MM22. Oh, there we go. This is the answer I wanted to hear. So now this brings the hope to it all. Claws out. My dear friend Raj says Lewis has the legendary orange sheet. Holy smokes. That is really great news to hear. I'm really hoping that I get something like that here. The card collector says, I can't wait to get my LPM Dr. Doom sketch card coming in the mail. So I did a wicked Dr. Doom sketch for the card collector for my friend Jason, and it's been shipped out a couple days ago. And I included some blank sketch cards for his kids to draw on too. So thank you so much to the Card Collector Show for buying a sketch card from the channel. I thought that was really, really cool of you. And make sure you're over there checking out the Card Collector. Great stuff. I'll leave that up there. This Instagram here is a really, really good Instagram. And the Card Collector does a lot of pack openings in shorts and things like that. That's really enjoyable to watch. I love watching pack openings. See, there you go, Graydon. The green could happen. Matt and me have been talking about this for like weeks because I haven't seen one, and we were both speculating that it's a thing, and I'm really, really hoping. And Matt, I appreciate you being on the masterpiece journey with me. I would love to see. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to. Claus out says, but it was Lewis. Lewis has the craziest luck. Like, Lewis does have like crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, he puts in the work. It's not like these things just fall into his lap. He puts in the work big time. But I'm really excited to see that. Jason says that his daughter is very happy about the sketch cards. That's so fun. I'm so glad to hear that. I am really, really excited to see what this comes in at. So this will be really, really cool. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop as this happens. That's going to be an unboxing that we'll definitely be doing together. We did one with Hermit Style where we opened up his Uncut Sheet. If you didn't see that live, that was one of the like most challenging lives I ever did because I was in a hurricane and I had no electricity for 3 days. So I had to go to a local pub in a town where I was surfing and sit outside on the patio because the whole town was inside of the pub and do this live because I really wanted to do it with Hermit. I don't know if you guys have followed the Hermit Style channel and Instagram. You got to check it out. Super cool guy, really interesting guy, really cool collector. And we got to see his sheet. And it was really neat. Like, it came in this giant rolled up container. It was really cool to have that excitement of like, what's it going to be? What might it be? Scratch the redemption on cam real quick. Yeah, you bet. No problem. You know, I thought about that. That's something stupid that I would do, and then be like, Upper Deck would be like, yeah, 100 people submitted for your uncut sheet. But once this is a done deal, I'm debating what I do with this card. I'm really debating what I do with this card. How do I find a cool way to frame this thing up? You know, I'm open to suggestions, and you guys can let me know. That was a really fun binder night, guys. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope you got to see some cool sets. I hope that we got to talk a little bit about redemptions, have a fun little conversation. Donnie Boy is asking, when is your channel's anniversary? Like we were talking about at the beginning, we are coming up on the 1 year mark. And I very purposely started the channel. It went public on November 29th, which is my dear brother's birthday. So November 29th will be the 1 year anniversary of the channel, and I cannot wait to celebrate. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We're going to do something cool. We're definitely going to do something cool. It might not be on the date. It'll probably be more like December 1st kind of thing, or November 30th. But we're going to do something fun. We're going to have a live stream. We're just going to recap some stuff that we've done over the year. Talk to some of the really cool people that have been a part of the channel. It's just been so much fun. Like, it's been so much fun. Everyone is so cool. In the LPM crew, we just have such a wide range of people, and it's been great. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Thanks for bringing that up, Donnie. We're going to touch more about that in future streams, and let's all chat again real soon. Drop a comment down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, feel free to join the group, join the crew, join the chat, and everyone's welcome here. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, everybody, and appreciate you.